Welcome to episode 4 of the Prepare to Prosper podcast. This is the episode 3 of a 3-part series of creating the foundation for preparedness that we're going to use going forward. We're going to build on that going forward. So first one was what is preparedness? Second one was what to prepare for. This is where to start. So we're going to start slow and make easy to accomplish steps, things that we can do in a week or at least get started in the next week. We don't have to worry about China landing paratroopers in our backyard. We don't need to worry about like Russia invading the Midwest. We're not doing this out of fear. We're doing this out of trying to make a better lives for ourselves and our family if stuff goes wrong or if nothing goes wrong. So, since we're not worried about these big events happening really quickly, we can prepare more slowly and at a more thoughtful pace. Now, I'm not saying you should procrastinate and put things off. I'm just saying we need to do it at a logical pace because, like, in the past, I've bought things and spent money on things. Like, I bought 1,000 rounds of ammunition for my AR before buying a nice whole house water filter that could filter lots of water for the family. Now, at the time I was single, but I still would have been better off buying that water filter than the 1,000 rounds of ammunition. That's just one example of why we should do this in a more slowly thought out, logical approach. So last week, we made a list of all the disasters that might happen. And then we segregated them into most likely, might happen, but not very likely, to probably will never happen in our lifetime. Stuff like losing your job or getting a flat tire is likely to happen. A recession or depression might happen in our lifetime. A solar flare or an asteroid strike, probably not going to happen in our lifetime. So we want to take those things that are most likely to happen and start preparing for those first. So what we need to do is take that list and start writing down the 7 needs and what we can do about those 7 needs. So the 7 needs, and I'll put this in the description and on my website, are water, food, shelter, security, power, heat, and health. And in the next handful of podcasts, the next 7 podcasts, we're going to go through each one of those in detail and how we can build on those things. So for water, we're going to talk about how to figure out how much water you need and how to store it. We're going to go through what kind of containers and filters are good for bug out bags. We're going to do filters for your house that work on a daily basis and allow us to filter more water. And then cheap, easy water storage solutions up to more expensive ones. And then how to do longer term water storage, which I'm still working on that. And not just water storage, how to get water long term, an indefinite way of producing water for ourselves and our families. Food, we're going to do how to figure out what kind of foods we eat, different ways of storing food, and different ways of acquiring new food. Because once you start digging into your stored food, let's say you have a year's worth of stored food and you start digging into your stored food to eat, that means you only have a year's worth of food left. If you have a year's worth of food stored up, but you're gardening and producing animals and stuff like that, you may be able to extend that to 2, 3, 4 years. And then, of course, that's going to be a lot better. And hopefully by the time, in a system like that where you can extend that out to multiple years, you're more likely to put together a community and a network and start being able to produce food locally and have an economy that produces food again. And most emergencies, you don't need a year's worth of food. You need a couple weeks. Shelter, we're going to talk about shelter all the way from your bug out bag emergency shelters up to how to make your house more sustainable, how to live in your house longer, strategies to help pay off your debt, your house, so it's yours and not the bank's, stuff like that. Talk about how to make the stuff in your house lasts longer, and all the shelters in between. Security, we're going to talk about more than just guns, but how to make sure you're safe all the time, how to do home security, how to set up group security, basically all the security stuff. So security is a thing that most people take for granted. But when you need security, you need it like right now, not like a minute from now or even a second from now. But not just paranoid everyday stuff, or not just paranoid stuff, but like every day, how to protect yourself, and not just own firearms and stuff like that. Situational awareness, how to practice and get better at situational awareness, all kinds of stuff like that. Not wearing your earbuds all the time. I'm guilty of wearing 2 earbuds when I should only wear one. I'm trying to do better at only wearing one when I'm out in public, like at Walmart or something. Power, how to keep the lights on. In the case of a lot of us, our houses are designed to only be cooled through air conditioning. My house gets really hot without air conditioning. It's gonna be 60 outside and it'll be like 75 inside without air conditioning running. It kind of sucks. And also, we can't heat our house right now without power. So we're going to move beyond that. So everyday lighting, emergency lighting, how to run, save on electricity, and how to start moving some of our stuff we have on the grid to off grid in order to reduce the amount of power we need and maybe eventually eliminate it. Heat, same thing. Like I said, we can't run the furnace without heat, but we're also going to discuss clothing options to stay warm, bug out bag kind of stuff to stay warm, clear up to how to keep your house warmer in the winter, emergency sheltering in place warmth stuff. Like if you're, let's say you're in a situation where I'm at, I don't have my furnace running off grid yet. It requires electricity, so if the power goes out because of an ice storm, how can I keep my family warm? And we're gonna go without any additional stuff that we don't have in our house, or without any keeping us and our family warm without going out and getting additional stuff. And then we're gonna start like intermediate and then go up to completely off grid. We don't need anything. And no, wood stove's not the only answer, because some of us, like myself included, and 99% of people, you do not have access to enough wood to heat your house. You're buying wood from other people. You're going to some friend's wood lot, something like that, if you do heat with wood. I don't know a single person who heats with wood who has enough wood on their own property. And then we're going to talk about health. We're going to talk about how to stay healthy in the short term. We're going to talk about how to take care of long-term health by producing our own herbal medicine and learning about herbal medicine. We're going to talk about diet, exercise, all that kind of stuff. And along with health goes how to provide health, or secure our health. So that includes if we don't have hot water and don't have access to a lot of water, how do we wash our dishes? How do we keep ourselves clean? Let's say you live in the city and there's no water, so you have no sewage. Or in my case, if I have no water, I have no sewage because I can't flush the toilets. How do I take care of that waste so it doesn't become a health hazard as well? So those are the next 7 things we're going to go into over the next 7 weeks, of course. So I hope you stay tuned, and I hope you, or I want everybody to go through it. I'm going to do the same thing. Take that list we made last week and apply each of these 7 needs and write down, like, if I lose my job, how will I secure what I don't need to really worry about? How will I provide food if I lose my job? That's something that's shelter. A lot of people that lose their job end up losing their house. How do I pay my power? How do I pay my bills if I lose my job? That goes into heat too. You get the idea. So do that with all the things that are likely to happen to us, and then over the next 7 weeks, we'll talk about how to provide all those needs for all those different situations. So remember, we prepare today, prosper tomorrow.